That the identity politics warriors got their way should worry not just every football club, but every organisation that flirts with critical race theory. Race-obsessed activists aren't typically interested in facts or advancing race relations. You can be certain every single AFL or NRL club would be declared systematically racist if it subjected itself to a similar review by similar individuals. I did try to warn Collingwood that appointing activists to run their review would end in tears. Back in July, I wrote that Larissa Behrendt, the Sydney academic that the club had appointed, was a highly divisive figure and had made headlines in 2011 for describing respected Indigenous anti-violence campaigner Bess Price as more offensive than bestiality. Those comments devastated Price and prompted Indigenous academic Marcia Langton to describe Behrendt as assuming the role of superior thinkers whose grand education and positions in the metropolis qualify them to heap contempt on the natives. The Do Better report is also co-authored by Lyndon Coombs, whose Twitter page gives an insight into the victimhood culture and racial politics he subscribes to, including regular attacks against Indigenous leaders such as academic Anthony Dillon, Warren Mundine, Jacinta Price and others. Having such ideologues conduct a review into racism is akin to having vegan activists complete a report into a steak restaurant. You can predict with certainty what the findings are going to be. Now, I read the 35-page report that saw Collingwood labelled systematically racist, and it fails to detail a single new incident of racism, nor provide any evidence of structures or processes that are discriminatory. The report simply rehashes a few isolated cases, some from more than 50 years ago. If there is indeed systematic racism at Collingwood, this report fails to detail the incidents, practices and culture that make that finding valid. But that doesn't matter to the hate mob, including members of the media who gave a platform to every hater willing to lay the boots into Macquarie. Eddie is very much from the left, but he's not left enough for the woke mob. Critical race theory is a poison that, if adopted further, will set back race relations decades. It is inherently divisive, intellectually vacuous, and dangerous. It's a backward doctrine that sees everything through the prism of race. Watch for its telltale jargon, including terms such as systematic racism, white fragility, and unconscious bias. As the great Thomas Sowell said, racism is not dead, but it is on life support, kept alive by politicians, race hustlers, and people who get a sense of superiority by denouncing others as racists. The activist class want total submission to their version of anti-racism, which is often, funnily enough, shamelessly racist. Fight against it while you still can.